And that's what I mean. The X factor with the Chiefs at that running back, that complimentary piece, is Edwards-Helaire, where, dude, he just dropped 100 yards out of nowhere that first game. Whereas, like, are we really confident or know that Connor or Snell's going to have that type of game if we need them to be complimenting like that?
And I was going to say, I feel like from a Stills personnel standpoint, McFarland's probably the closest thing to Clyde, bro. Let's be real about that, man.
Is it time? You see people clamoring for him?
Well, yeah, man, and that's because of the two starter 1 and starter 1B, or however you want to pull it, man. With James Conner obviously dealing with the injury in week 1, and then still not looking explosive or looking as confident or having that very, I guess, aggressive demeanor when he's running. He didn't show that in week 2, even though he had over 100 yards. He just didn't show that. And then obviously with Benny Snell,
it's just fumbles.
Ball security. Just fumbles. He looks good. When he has the ball, he looks good. But the ball security, you can't keep putting the ball on the ground, and it's not just these 2 games. It dates back to last year. So that's why we're in this.
Who would you say is the better pass blocker right now?
The better pass blocker is James Conner, just because he has more experience doing it, man. Benny has improved, but it takes running backs a lot longer to start getting better at. I mean, you can go around the league and look at the top backs. We talked about Saquon Barkley, man. He's terrible in pass protection. Derrick Henry, it doesn't matter if you're big or small. It's more so the desire. It's more so the want-to, and it's more so it starts with the coaching staff, too. In Pittsburgh, man, they put an emphasis on their running backs blocking. It's drill set up. Everybody heard about backs on backers. We love it as the backs. I mean, as the backers, we love it. The running backs hate it because we trying to break their face masks. We trying to shake them, man. We have every resource available to us to win these drills, and it puts them in very, very disadvantaged situations. But what it does, it number one builds a mentality that regardless of what's going on, I'm going to block you. It also builds a toughness element of it. I know you done beat me up 3 times in a row. You done shook me out my shoes, then took me to the water cooler, got my mama looking over here crying, asking me, I'm saying, like, get off my baby. Yeah, I done been through all that. So I know come game time, it's not going to be that tough. I got other keys around me. I got other things that's going to isolate you to make you have to do certain things. I know how to handle that. I'm equipped for that. They do that here in Pittsburgh. Other places, they don't put the emphasis on it. And you see that when you get guys like Vince Williams who consistently dominates running backs when it's time to blitz. Because we work on it here in Pittsburgh, man, on both sides. Whereas the other places, they don't, man. And I think that's the biggest difference right now. But that's why James Conner is the better pass blocker between the two, because he's had multiple years of working at it. He's had multiple years of going through that fire, man. I remember when James first did that drill. James wasn't good at that drill. Hey, don't let Sunday fool you now. James, he struggled. Benny Snell, he struggled. We can keep going. Le'Veon Bell, he struggled. It took him a while to really start picking it up and getting better at it. But that's why you work on it. So that way, when this comes to game time, you see those guys stepping up and making big blocks and protecting Ben, ultimately what you want to do. So, yeah, that's the elongated version of it, but a little bit more detail just to let you know why it's here in Pittsburgh and why the guys are a lot better in terms of their blitz pickup with the running backs.
At least we would have those positives then if they do go the route that we're suggesting with the quick pass and stuff, having Connor out there, not because I don't know what McFarland's looking like in terms of pass blocking, but if we're talking that electricity, but I wouldn't want to bring and spreading it out and stuff.
For me, if I'm thinking of McFarland, I'm not even keeping him in to block on third down. I'm treating him like Kamara in New Orleans. On third down, he's fast releasing right now. So with the fast release, what it does, and we're talking about the fast release, back offset right or left side of the quarterback in the shotgun. As soon as the ball snaps, he runs right now to the outside. What it does is this: if it's man coverage, it makes that linebacker, safety, whoever's on him, have to go out to go get him, right? Whereas if he stands back there and waits or stands back there and blocks, well, now in that safety or linebacker that has him in coverage, all they need to do now is just blitz him, like run directly at him, and now he can't get out. And if he can't protect well enough, now it's going to be another hit on Ben. So that's how I would probably use him if McFarland was going to be getting a little bit more of a look this opportunity. I thought he did dress, but he didn't play, though.
Okay, they didn't dress in the first game.
Correct. The first game he didn't dress. Second game he did dress, but didn't play.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it'll be, we're going to find out. And the thing is this, too. I know week 1, Coach Thomas said he was a little fuzzy on the rules in terms of with this year, you're able to dress more people on game day. I know he said that he was a little confused about those rules. So hopefully, now he has a better understanding of it, and we can start seeing McFarland be dressed for multiple games. But the thing that's keeping McFarland from getting a helmet,
I was going to ask you, like, what's going on? Like, why isn't he getting out there?
Well, because the thing is this, he was supposed to be the kick returner, right? But who's been doing well on kick return?
He's been balling, yeah.
Ray McLeod has looked awesome these first 2 games, man. Has created splash plays in the return game 2 weeks in a row. you're not taking the ball out of his hand on the kickoff return for Anthony McFarland. So then from there, you have to say, if you're not the returner, what else can you do? You know what I mean? In terms of where you want to use him at.
I think he's an upgrade from Samuels.
Upgrade from Samuels?
Yeah. I don't know how many snaps he's getting. Samuel's been out there maybe, 10 snaps?
I see Samuels more on special teams than I do in terms of like running back.
That's what's he been on the field for running, but maybe 5 to 10 snaps last week.
That's what I mean. Screen pass was thrown at him. Yeah.
If we just try that with McFarland, maybe a little screen pass there. Let's just see what he could do.
For me, I don't know if I talked to you about this, but I'm not a fan of trying stuff on the fly. Like if we're gonna try it, that's typically what preseason for, right? Because you get a chance to see, do you know the call? Do you know the call when you're tired? Do you know the call when it's a clutch moment? That's the first thing.
We should have the game at hand, I guess. Yeah.
But how do you get to that point, though?
We're ruling with Snow or Connor, I guess.
Right, because the first 2 games, those are 2 games that we all felt, hey, man, they should have had it in hand a lot earlier. Probably should have blew both of the teams out, but didn't for whatever reason it was. So I don't see that getting any easier. So for me, it's like, man, McFarland's going to have to really impress in practice. And then whenever he does get a small opportunity, he's going to have to really show what he can do because you didn't get that preseason. If I'm Ben, I don't want a rookie that hasn't been in any game situation protecting me.
You probably want the pass protection
Absolutely.
First. Yeah, if we're doing the quick passing game, that's what you want.
I need somebody that's going to put their face in the fan. If not, I'm about to get hit. I don't want to get hit so you can just be on the field for the sake of being on the field. You can run whatever else you want. If I'm getting blasted and I don't get a chance to throw it to you, it doesn't matter. So that's the only reason why for me, I'm not a fan of just throwing McFarland out there for the sake of it and saying, well, hey, give him a couple plays. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Because that's how you get your QB killed. And we already experienced that. We don't need that. I don't want that.
Hey man, you got me hyped up. So I had to throw it out there. A lot of people have been talking about it.
Absolutely. And I do think McFarland, when he does get his opportunities, he will produce and perform. But I think it's more so a trust issue similar to Chase Claypool. We haven't seen a ton of Chase. When he's been out there, he's made plays. But they're still leaning on the guys that they know in terms of James Washington, Juju, Deontay. They're going with those guys over Chase for right now. As Chase continues to make plays, though, he's going to continue to get more opportunities.